What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mike Dolce Show. Today, we're talking about measuring body fat, but really how to accurately and properly measure body fat. It's New Year's resolutions. Once again, January is here and everyone's rushing to the gym. And I've seen a lot of content about how to measure body fat. Most of this is done by personal trainers that have no idea what they're actually doing. One of which is a young lady named Stephanie Sanzo. She's very popular on Instagram, very fit, strong young lady. And she's working with a PT, I think, in Australia. And they ran through a body fat testing system that she's undergoing to get in better shape. They didn't say specifically what her body fat percentage was, which I found odd, but the way in which they're measuring her body fat is completely flawed. Now, I'm not going to post the video, but what I will do is I have some visuals to help you. And I'm going to walk through the four primary means of body fat testing. And I'm going to tell you which one works and which one is a total waste of time. This video will be quick. Feel free to leave any comments in the chat section, by the way, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have as we go. So now let's get this going here. Now, number one, this is the most common. It's called skin fold measurements. We've all heard of this before. We've seen this before. The personal trainer comes at you and they have these little plastic calipers and they pinch your skin. And during that, they're supposed to be taking accurate assessments of body fat as it's held in each area. Let me give you some background on this. Skin fold calipers do not work. They don't work. I have personal experience with this. Back in the 90s, I bought a little skin fold caliper test or a kit, and it was pretty expensive, and it was plastic, and the damn thing never worked properly. Then when I created UFC Fit, we hired a rather sophisticated team under the Charles Poliquin brand. These were Charles Poliquin certified body fat assessment technicians. And we hired 3 of them. And I knew this was pretty much bupkis. I was pushing for different body fat testing, but please listen. So what we had these 3 highly credentialed, highly certified Poliquin body fat testing coaches. And we ran our trial group in UFC Fit through the lines to see what their body fat was. And I selected a few individuals to jump lines, to go to line 1, go to line 2, go to line 3. And I even had an individual go through each line twice. What happened? Body fat testing coach 1, body fat testing coach 2, body fat testing coach 3 had wildly different measurements per each person that came through. Remember, I had many of the users, many of the clients go to line 1, line 2, line 3. They went to line 1, they were 16% body fat. They went to line 2, they were 12% body fat. They went to line 3, they were 20% body fat. And then the few individuals that went through the line twice, same line, same technician twice, they had a wide ranging body fat percentage. It's crap. Now, the issue with skin fold calipers is there's 2 issues. Number one is the hardware is crap. Doesn't work very well. And 2, user error. How much pressure is the coach using? What is the pinch spot that they're actually selecting? Wildly inaccurate. Skin fold testing is wrong. I don't care who you are. I don't care what coach you are. I don't care if you have the metal calipers, if you have the plastic little pinches. They're wrong. They don't work. So let's get rid of the skin fold calipers. That's the worst of the worst. Now, the next one, which I find to be also inaccurate, except for something specific. This is bioimpedance. Now, skin fold calipers, it's the pinch test. There's 7 or 13 or 21 different skin folds that they pinch over the body, depending on who you're listening to. That's crap. Now we have bioimpedance. Bioimpedance, we've all seen these scales. You step on the scale barefoot, you hold the little hand, and it shoots an electrical impulse throughout your body. Bioimpedance is widely inaccurate also. It's inaccurate based upon the individual, based upon the time of day, based upon if it's early in the morning or late at night. It's inaccurate based upon your level of hydration. Wildly inaccurate. But I will say I had this exact scale. InBody gave me in our Las Vegas office, they gave us a $20,000 InBody bioimpedance 770. What I found was the 770, which is a very expensive scale, was relatively accurate to itself while controlling all variables. What did that mean? If I woke up at 7 o'clock every morning, I got to the gym at 7:30, I had 16 ounces of water, a shot of espresso, I stepped on the scale with no food in my stomach, my body fat, my body composition was rather stable. Same thing with our clients. If we could replicate exact situations, we found the bioimpedance scale, the 770 though. So that is the Cadillac of the bioimpedance. The 770 was relatively accurate to itself. Not bad, but also now moving forward to the bod pod. The bod pod, as you can see here, the bod pod, now we're getting more towards the gold standard. Bod pods work very well. Now, I'm going to tell you my favorite here in a minute. I have two more after the bod pod. The bod pod works based upon air displacement, right? This is now, it's kind of complex to think about, but it's rather easy. Now, the bod pod looks like a big egg. You can see this gentleman right here down at the bottom. Looks like a big egg. It looks like a Mork and Mindy, right? You sit in it, you know, you're relatively naked. You got your little tighty whities on or whatever it is, a little cap if you have some hair, and you sit there for about a minute or so. And what this does, this measures the air displacement, which helps very accurately determine your true body fat percentage. Now, the bod pod is very accurate, and it's very accurate to itself. It's very accurate based upon the individual. But that being said, it can still be fudged based upon, well, how much fluid is in your body? Are you hydrated or dehydrated? Did you just work out? What is your age? It does need to be calibrated, but the bod pod, very easy to use. And what we found when we had the InBody 770, we would test the InBody versus the bod pod, and we found the InBody with all variables being controlled to be within 1% of the bod pod readings consistently. This is actually, that's a pretty big deal when you're working in the gym scenario. Now, a bod pod itself, well, that's going to cost you anywhere between $50,000 and $100,000 to get one of those in your office if you own a brick and mortar. Now, the InBody 770, you can actually lease those for a couple $100 a month. I don't recommend that, by the way. There's really no ROI on it. They gave it to me for free, which was very nice. But the bod pod now, the bod pod's working pretty well. We like the bod pod. Past the bod pod, we have what's called hydrostatic weighing. Hydrostatic weighing uses water displacement, where the bod pod uses air displacement. Now, hydrostatic weighing is considered to be the gold standard with regards to accurately measuring body fat percentage and total functional body mass, as we will call it. The problem with hydrostatic weighing or underwater weighing is it's a pain in the ass. It's hard to find a facility that you can actually get into one of these dunk tanks. Usually you have to go to a college campus. Now, I'm fortunate that I have access to a few campuses that I can get into. And when I go, I'll do underwater, the hydrostatic weighing, or I'll do the air displacement inside the bod pod. They usually have a bioimpedance scale, and they'll even have a coach do the caliper test. Calipers get thrown out. Bioimpedance, for the most part, is thrown out. But we'll see the bod pod and the dunk tank, air displacement, water displacement. Now, these work pretty well side by side. So the hydrostatic weighing is the gold standard, but I do have to note also the DEXA scan. Now, the DEXA scan, some people say the DEXA scan is less invasive because you simply just lay there like you can see this young lady, but the DEXA scan in and of itself is rather invasive, as it does use radiation to determine total body fat percentage, body composition, bone density. Now, what I will say is some DEXA scans are horrible at measuring body fat percentage because they don't have the accurate software. So a DEXA scan is not equal. The DEXA scan itself must be running the right software, must have the proper technician, and must have the right hardware even, because there's newer DEXA scans right now that are much more sophisticated than those of 5-10 years and older. Do I like the DEXA scan? I like the concept of a DEXA scan. I like the ease of use of a DEXA scan, but at the same time, I do not get into a DEXA regularly. I like to get my body fat done every 6 to 12 weeks or so, especially when I'm running specific programs. I prefer the Bod Pod. The Bod Pod is the easiest. It's the least expensive. Costs you about $50, or you get like a 3-pack, 3 for $100. Works out really well. If I can get into a dunk tank, I'll usually do that twice a year or so, every 6 months or so. Skinfold would never do that. The InBody 770, when I'm in Vegas, I can step on that one. Here on the East Coast, I don't have access to it. So the Bod Pod, in our estimation, is hands down the most accurate form of body fat testing, while also tempering ease of use and expense. Underwater testing, the hydrostatic weighing, that can be quite expensive. I've seen certain facilities try and charge upwards of $500 for those. That's a waste. What you get out of that, though possibly being slightly better than the air displacement in the Bod Pod, it's certainly not worth it. And then the DEXA scan, you know, the UFCPI has one. I'm not looking to just shoot that much radiation into my body consistently for something so simple that I can have a non-invasive, highly accurate means like the Bod Pod. So all in all, to wrap this up, Bod Pod, that is the way to go. Skin calipers are a waste of time. Total waste of time. Never pay for a skin caliper. Doesn't matter. If you can step on a bioimpedance scale like an InBody 770, maybe the 550, because they have a few different tiers, no less than the 550, probably the 770. And some gyms have those. It'll cost you $20 to step onto. They even have mobile body fat testing, but the scale has to be well calibrated, and you need to control your variables. I want to get on the scale a few different times. I want to run 3 tests and really work with the technician and make sure it's accurate to itself. But to close this loop, what we want to get the Bod Pod. Call around. You can do a little Google search, Bod Pod near me. You can contact some of local colleges in your area. Most have those. Some chiropractors' offices or PT offices have Bod Pods available for you to get on. I strongly recommend everyone here in our community get an accurate body fat certification now. Let's see where you're starting the year. Let's compete with ourselves every quarter. You know, I set a goal for myself to be 8% body fat by May 1st of this year. Usually I get down the single-digit body fat percentage by midsummer. I'm actually pushing that back a whole quarter this year. I want to be single-digit body fat, specifically 8% body fat at approximately 200 pounds by May 1st, which means I have to fight my ass to maintain the muscle I have, maybe even gain a little bit of muscle as I'm dropping that body fat. So that's a really cool battle. Hopefully you follow along with me. Anybody has any questions, please ask them right now. I'm happy to answer any questions. Feel free to click the links below this video if you want to work one-on-one. We have what we call the VIP Elite Personal One-on-One Coaching Program. It is a 30-day, a 1-month personal coaching where you and I work together via text message, audio message, video messages. We work back and forth to troubleshoot all the challenges you're having, all the problems you might have in your day. You don't know what to eat. You don't know how to train. You're dealing with some crabs in the pot at home. You don't have the motivation. That's where I come in. I become your personal coach for an entire month. We also have the 4-week and 12-week personalized diet and exercise programs at thedolcediet.com, which is absolutely amazing. Every meal, every ingredient, every recipe, every workout, every set, every rep is personalized to you. You can click the links below that if you're interested. There's discount codes to really help make sure you have everything you need. Nick gives us a thumbs up. What's up, Nick? Good to see you, brother. Paul, hey, Paul, good to see you too, man. Hey, coach, 300 pounds again. Is it ever possible to lose enough weight to be fit? I'm 47 years old and never had that feeling. Thanks for all you do, Paul. Absolutely. You need to start right now. You need to start right now, Paul. And number one, the first thing I want you to do is stop doing the things you know you should not be doing. Stop overeating. Stop eating in excess. Stop eating the wrong foods. I don't care about calorie control right now. I care about quality control. I want you eating high net nutrient foods. We call it the 4x4. 4 meals spread 4 hours apart, 4 times throughout the day. They should be about the same size, about the same consistency. 4 meals 4 times a day. You're eating well. Don't even worry about controlling calories right now, but get rid of the processed foods. Get rid of the sugar. Get rid of the alcohol. Get rid of everything fried. Get rid of the dairy. Get rid of the garbage. No energy drinks, no sodas, no Gatorades, no sports drinks, no garbage. Paul, you have to make the change right now. 47 years young is not old. You can make a dramatic change right now. But if you do not make a change right now, Paul, guess what? You're looking at a decade of doom. I'm 45 years old as I stand here right now. We're in the same demographic. 10 years from now, life will be harder. It will not be easier. And you can make it harder or easier for yourself to get through this next decade. This is what matters. You are on that precipice right now. You are standing on the cliff, looking out into the abyss. And I need you to start building a bridge to your newer, healthier, more energized, fitter self. So at 300 pounds, that is your ceiling. That is your high point. That's the highest you will ever weigh, 300 pounds. Every day moving forward, I want to see that number come down, even if it's 0.01 pounds or kilos. I want that coming down. That weight is only going to come down based upon daily decisions, saying no. You must say no to the garbage. You must say no to the crap. You must say no to the old habits that have dragged you down and put you in the position you are right now, Paul. That's the truth of it. You need to start thinking better, living better. That's what you need to do. And the best way to do that is to stop doing the things that hurt you, that harm you, the things that you know you should not be doing. You need to stop those slowly but surely. Every day you will get better. No day will ever be perfect. No, I have yet to live a perfect day. No day will ever be perfect, but every day must be better, Paul. And I want you to check in with me every single day. Every single day, I want you to check in. It's time to make progress, man. Right now, you're 47 years old, brother. You, in a year from now, you can easily be under 200 pounds. Easily under 200 pounds. 100% guaranteed. You can be under 200 pounds. That is simply losing 2 pounds per week over the next year. You can do that for sure. Those who follow our Living Lean program, our 12-week online personalized program, the average weight loss is approximately 40 pounds in 12 weeks. Those who have the weight to lose, the weight literally jumps off their body. Paul, I'm asking you to undershoot that. You don't even have to do as good as that. You can do like half that and still crush a 100-pound weight loss goal by summertime. 5 months from now, 6 months from now. Brother, you can be down damn near 50 pounds. Can you imagine that? Or more. By making simple daily decisions. I want you drinking more water. I want you eating the 4x4. I want you saying no to all the garbage. And I want you to identify the triggers, the challenges, the problems in your life. The people who try and drag you down and say, oh, it's okay. Here, come on out with us. Eat this, drink this. All the garbage. You need to notify those people that enough, no more. I'm not eating like that. I'm not drinking like that. I'm not living like that. I will no longer poison myself. I value my life too much. I value my family too much. I value the precious time that I have left on this planet too much to keep harming myself. Paul, I love you, brother. I want to see you do well. And this is as real as I can be. You need to make the change, and it needs to start right now by not doing the things that you do that have got you to the place that you're at. Remember, I used to weigh 282 pounds at 5'10". Basically you. I was 282 with heart palpitations and sleep apnea and high blood pressure, hooked up to a Holter monitor. And I realized, what the fuck am I doing? And a few years later, I look like that. Because I made the decision and I made the change. That is our Living Lean. That's how Living Lean came about. I created the Living Lean program based upon that weight loss. I went from 282 down to 169, and now I walk around in the low 200s feeling absolutely amazing. And that's what I want for you, Paul. Ooh, get pumped up. Adam, what's up, Adam? Good to see you, man. I know you're all about building muscle, even if the number on the scale goes up. Can you tell us how the approach of diet exercise changes if you have to make a much lighter weight class? What changes? Well, that's our 3 weeks to shredded program. You can go to thedolcediet.com right now and literally follow a personalized version of 3 weeks to shredded. Every meal, every recipe is personalized to you, the individual user, based upon the information you input once you join. Every meal is calibrated specifically for you to maintain the maximum amount of muscle tissue of functional mass possible while getting scraping out every ounce of non-functional weight, which is subcutaneous body fat. It's visceral body fat. It's also water retention, inflammation, and edema, right? Those are big things people don't think about when they go on a weight loss program. How much water are you holding that you're walking around every single day? It's because your body is out of balance. Through the 3 weeks of shredded program, we help bring about balance back to your body. We improve digestive efficiency. We help reduce total body inflammation, which starts in the gut, and we maintain maximum amounts of muscle. Plus, we keep your energy high, allowing you to train harder, longer. Adam, go to thedolcediet.com. You can click the link below. Use my promo code TRANSFORM and save 20%. Why would you not? And I'm always here for you. I'm always here to help. Dane says, hey, coach, I just want to thank you for everything you do. Legend. Dane, I appreciate that. It is an honor and a pleasure to be here to speak a little bit of information into your life. My job is to provide you the most honest, actionable, and evidence-based information to dramatically improve your life. That's why I come on here every single day. Adam says, how to be smaller, leaner version of yourself, like a featherweight, if you can't afford the weight gain of building raw muscle. 3 weeks of shredded program, man. Hop on right now. Go to the Dolce, like literally it's the GPS to the exact body, the exact lifestyle you want. Go to thedolcediet.com, get started, my man. I got you. Lauren, just did hydrostatic last month. Now I'm going to see about doing bod pod every 3 months. Lauren, awesome. Young lady, keep crushing it. Keep crushing it. Let me know how it's going. ECT says, coach, can you really get a decent body doing home workouts, low weights, or do you really need a gym membership? Absolutely not. By the way, you look like you lost weight on your face recently. I have. Thank you for noticing. I told you. My goal, 8% body fat by May 1st. I'll be 46 years old. I turned 46 in April. Can you believe that? It sounds crazy to say it. I feel like I'm in my 20s. I wrestle with 20-year-olds. I look to train with athletes in like their prime, in their mid-20s to early 30s, right? Those are the athletes I look to train with, and I compete against them. More weight, more reps, less rest time. Let's go. Who's on, like the big thing is who's on time? You motherfuckers, you know it, man. If I'm the first dude at the gym. I'm the first guy there. I'm warmed up. By the time it's time to go, if our go time is 11 a.m., 10:59, I'm ready to go. I'm already warm. I'm already wet. I'm already sweaty. Don't fucking show up for an 11 o'clock training session cold. Your ass better be there at 10:30, 10:40, 10:45. Time to go. So, point is, I set that goal for May 1st. I shared it with you guys yesterday, I think, on the New Year's resolution video. Go back and watch that. I'm not fucking around. You will see me dramatically change. You will see my face, my body dramatically change over the next 3-4 months or so. Dramatically. I don't fuck around. I set a goal. I stick to it. No, I don't have to. Right? I'm already successful in my life. I have a nice lifestyle, a nice family. I got, a 401k and all the things you need. I got a good career. I'm already pretty damn fit. I think I'm in better shape than probably my whole peer group. Right? Like I already have all the stuff. So why the fuck am I still setting goals and competing? Because it keeps me sharp. It keeps me on task. And everybody out there, let this be a lesson to you. You must constantly set goals for yourself. There must be something that you're striving to get your ass out of bed every single day. There's no trophy waiting for me. I get no medal. There's no getting my hand raised at the end of the day. It's getting my ass up every day and putting in the work. That's what I want for you guys. That's why I come on here and I speak with you every day and I do what I do. So ECT, thank you. I appreciate you, my man. Tristan says, how do you structure a training plan around a 9-to-5 job for a future pro fighter? It's been hard trying to fit in practice and S&C and meal prep. Yeah, life is hard, man. Wait till you got a couple kids, you got a spouse, you got a mortgage, you got all the trappings of life. You got to, pay big taxes and you got the whole thing. Wait until all that comes. Wait until complexity kicks in. Excuse me. But you only work 9 to 5. Fuck, man. That's awesome. That's only 8 hours a day. Well, that means you can get your ass up at 6. You can train from 7 to 8. Easily. Bam, you can get one training session in early. You can get something, you had a 60-minute lunch break, you can take 20, 30 minutes of that time. You can do some mobility. You can do some foam rolling. You can go for a walk. You can shadow box during that period of time. Then you get out of work at 5. You can train from 6 to 7. Get home, have a nice dinner, get your ass to bed. If you're focused, if that's your goal, if you're looking for the easy path, man, get out. Go find new parents. Go get an inheritance or become a trust fund baby. If you're looking for an easy path, just sit around Andrew Yang's UBI to come through. Wait for the Biden administration to just keep giving you welfare checks. If you're looking for it to be now, if you're looking to be successful, well, now you better expect to work your motherfucking ass off. You better expect to wake up before the sun is up every single day. And you better expect to wake up sore, to wake up tired, to wake up feeling lonely, to wonder why you're even doing this today. And you still swing your feet over the fucking side of the bed. You stand up, you walk out the door, and you aggressively pursue your goals. So Tristan, that's the fact of it. That's the truth of it. Remember, 4-time world MMA trainer of the year, the most successful weight management coach in the history of combat sports. I've worked with just a who's who list of the greatest athletes on the planet for over 20 years. And I am telling you the God's honest truth. You want to be successful, my friend, you got to sacrifice more than everybody else because there are people who are more talented than you. There are people who have better coaches than you. They have a better gym. They have a nicer car. They have a better house. They live in a better part of the country than you. They have all of these built-in benefits to their own little lives, but that does not mean they will be better than you at the end of the day. You have to outwork these motherfuckers. That's the truth of it. There is no magic pill to success, my friend. It's hard fucking work. Kyle Brown, at 18% body fat, which do I start? Living lean or 3 weeks to shredded, or does it matter? Great question. I would suggest you join the 12-week Living Lean bundle is what it's called. It's the 8 weeks of Living Lean plus 4 weeks of 3 weeks to shredded. Now it's up to you. You can jumpstart your weight loss with 3 weeks to shredded. Start that first, and you have the ability to choose that, where you can lose up to 21 pounds in 21 days. That's kind of what we found to be average. Individual results may vary. If you have the weight to lose, that weight just falls off your body. We have tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people with testimonials saying as such. Or you can start with Living Lean, which is a body recomposition program, more of an easy transfer into the lifestyle. Up to you, but I would start right now. Me personally, I'm probably going to jump into 3 weeks to shredded because I want to see that results quick. I want to get that first 20 pounds off my body rapidly. And then I want to keep on scaling and going forward. Does Living Lean give you a workout plan to follow as well? Absolutely. Living Lean gives you a very specific and personalized workout program based upon your goals, your abilities, your background, your lifestyle, your habits. The whole program, the DolceDiet.com is the #1 rated online total body transformation program because it is truly personalized to the individual. It is not a template program like nearly everything else out there. My team and I spent millions of dollars, quite literally millions of dollars, to build this, to maintain this, to update this, to manage this over the years, to make sure it is the best, because we don't fuck around. Right? I don't care if there is no good enough at the Dolce Diet. We want world class, and that's what we provide to you at thedolcediet.com. Again, you guys can click the link below this video, use the transform promo code to save 20%. It is kick ass. Dane says, I have a question about the psychology behind losing weight and size. I've always been a bigger guy. I'm worried I'll become small if I diet down. How do I combat this? Well, I used to be Big Mike, right? Through most of my 20s, I was fucking huge. Remember, I got up to 280, 282 to be exact. I squatted over 800 pounds. I was benching over 5. I was deadlifting 700 pounds, no problem. I was doing bent over barbell rows with 400 plus pounds, no problem. 200-pound dumbbells at the Jersey Shore Fitness Shop, no problem. 180-pound dumbbells, I would do sets of 20 single-arm dumbbell rows. I was doing good mornings with 500 pounds. Witnessed by hundreds of people, locally famous. Fact. Ask, NPC, Mr. USA, IFBB professional bodybuilder Nick Trigili, one of the more famous members of the fitness shop. He was blown away watching me train back in those days. He was a younger kid. I was about 10 years older than he was. Rich Gaspari, Johnny Morant, Matt Duvall. Like, I used to train with these dudes, monsters in their day, because I was a fucking monster in those days. I was Big Mike. And then I had a wake-up call. At 26 years old, I went for a regular checkup. I sat in my doctor's office. I've spoken about this before. I wrote about it in my book, Living Lean, #1 bestseller. Dr. Lau, all 98 pounds of her, she sat down and she stuck her finger in my chest. She said, "You are a stupid boy. What are you doing to yourself? You know better. Why do you look like this? Why do you eat like this? There's no reason you should have these bad tests." My blood pressure was through the roof. I had heart palpitations. I was complaining of sleep apnea. "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm so strong, doc." She says, "And then what?" She said, "You have the health profile of a very sick middle-aged man." I was like, holy shit, you're right. I was pretending because I was so strong and I was winning these stupid plastic trophies in these little strength competition, and I wearing a triple extra large t-shirt. Everybody was like, holy shit, man, you're fucking huge. You're huge. You're huge. And I was in that bro mentality, focused on sports performance science. From that, I got in my truck. I got in my Ford Explorer, driving home, and I remember everything changed. Everything about my life changed. I said, she's absolutely right. What am I doing? I know better. From that point forward, I focused on longevity-based science. And what I found, as soon as I focused on longevity science, all my athletic performances went up. My health became perfect in a very short period of time. The weight just dropped off me. I went from 280 to 250 to 240 to 220, down to the 215s, 210. All the way down to 169, where I did fight professionally. I set the record for fastest knockout in the IFL and earned my way onto the Ultimate Fighter back in the early 2000s. Crazy, right? 2008. I had no business being there. I wasn't training as an elite athlete. I was a full-time strength coach. I was just in such good fucking shape I could compete with world-class athletes while not being a world-class athlete myself, because I focused on longevity science, no longer sports performance. That's why the Dolce diet has set ourselves apart from everyone else out there. We do not focus on sports performance. We focus on longevity because we know when we focus on the long term, the short term takes care of itself. So to answer your question, Dane, you, like I had to redefine who I was. I didn't care about being the biggest guy. I cared about being the healthiest version of myself. I wanted fucking rock hard abs, man. I wanted to see veins running through my lower abs. I wanted to see all those awesome striations rippling through my delts. I wanted my shirt to just look like there was a box of fucking rocks. It was like a sack of potatoes stuffed inside my shirt, because I had all these round rippling muscles just bouncing out. Now, when I was Big Mike, man, I looked scary in a sweatshirt and in a sweater. But I took my t-shirt off. I looked like a fat dude. I had like 8 cups and a big old belly. I used to sit there driving in my truck, and I would grab my belly, and like my fingers would fully fit under my gut. I used to sit there with my left hand driving with my right. I remember those days. I would have to bring a backup shirt where I went. I was working as a suit and tie professional. I would wear a shirt to work and bring a second shirt that I would get changed at the end of my lunch break, because I would sweat through. I had to reframe who I was, and that's what you need to do. Set new goals, which is why I still set new goals for myself. Andre says, "Hey, Mr. Dolce, thank you for addressing my questions. Allow me to ask you another one. Can someone with 10 to 15 pounds of extra weight build muscle and lose fat eating at maintenance? For how long? Yeah. If you're training properly, you're resting properly, you're managing stress properly, you're getting adequate protein spread evenly throughout the day, you're eating the right type of calories, high net nutrient calories, not low net nutrient calories. Absolutely. That's kind of what our Living Lean program is. We don't bring you into a calorie deficit. It is a body recomposition program. We're looking to add a pound of muscle, lose a pound of fat. Add a pound of muscle, lose a pound of fat. We're not looking to dramatically lose weight, though you will, because typically you lose more body fat, more water weight than you can gain muscle tissue when you're training drug-free. So I hope that answers. EC likes it. Right on. Jason James, 52 this year. My goal is to be the best shape mentally and physically. Jason, I'm in, brother. Whatever I can do to help you, to get you there, whatever I can do. Free content like this, shoot me a DM on Instagram, follow us, Facebook, all my Facebook friends out there. Good to see you, Jason. I see you on Facebook too. Whatever I can do to help you guys, I'm in your corner. We got all sorts of cool products and services, free stuff, paid stuff, inexpensive stuff, expensive stuff. We got it all. Whenever you need, whatever you want, our team is here to support you. Lauren says, with the 12-week program, does it start with the 4 weeks of 3 weeks to shredded? Also, is there a way to upgrade my 3 weeks to shredded account to the 12-week? Lauren, great questions. Number one, you can start the 3 weeks to shredded or finish with it. You can choose. You can contact our client support team and they can make the change for you. You can do it inside your dashboard if you're a little worried about it. We have a team on 2 continents. They work 7 days a week because this is a global platform. So, excuse me, I'm talking so much. I'm getting super dry mouth. Excuse me, guys. I get ahead of myself, right? I just start talking. I go. My mouth just totally dries out. Also, is there a way to upgrade my 3 weeks to shredded account to the 12-week? Yes, Lauren, absolutely. Now, if you are a member of the DolceDiet.com, let's say you go through 3 weeks to shredded, you sign up for the 4-week program, you pay whatever dollar amount that is. Hopefully you use one of our discount codes, Transform, save 20%. And at the end of the program, you roll into what we call the monthly maintenance program. That is $9 per month. As long as you maintain a positive status inside our platform, you have access to all of our programs. You can continue on, Lauren. You can do 3 weeks to shredded, round 2, round 3, round 4, and it will cost you no more than the same $9 per month you're already paying, which preserves all of your past information, your whole training journal, your nutrition diary, all your weighing information, your predictive avatar, your ranking inside the leaderboards. All of that is there. Access to our resource section, over 200 recipes and 200 extra exercises. It's all there. So as long as you maintain your membership to the platform, you can start 3 weeks to shredded again. You can start living lean again. You can change your goals. You can change your body weight at no additional cost. This is damn near a break even for us because it costs money to maintain the accounts and client services and customer support and our tech team and all the innovation that we constantly update. And we're just about to launch a brand new in-home body weight training program for you guys. That will be free completely for all members, just like you, Lauren. B says, F you, Dolce. Love you and your work, brother. Question regarding the fasted walk first thing in the morning. Does eating one Gatlick raw break the fast? Trying to experiment with benefits. I think one raw garlic, maybe. I'm going to say yes, most likely. It does technically break the fast because it is caloric ingestion. I've never done research on this, by the way, just your full disclosure. So I don't want to speak out of turn. But my assumption is that there will be some, and with regards to fasted cardio, all we care about is insulin. I don't really care about calories per se, but I do care about the insulinogenic response of the ingested calories. Therefore, ingesting anything, our assumption is there is going to be some sort of rise in insulin, and that insulin creates a less efficient state for fat loss. So that being said, I would maybe wait until after my fasted LISS in order to have that. And B says, y'all don't forget to give this video a like, by the way. Least we can do to wake up the algorithm. I appreciate that. And guys, if you appreciate this content, if you appreciate me coming on and doing this live stuff, just consider giving us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Allow me to earn your time, your trust here, and just help us get back into the algorithm. For the algorithm, as they say, I'm going to still come on here and keep doing what I'm doing. But, you know, if you guys appreciate the content, just let me know with a little bit of thumbs up. A subscription, you know, to the channel. Of course, it's free. But leave comments below these videos also, because this comment here was, who put it out there? Let me try and find it. This comment, I should have said that earlier. Happy New Year, all this great stuff. This video was based upon Andre Leite de Silva, who inspired this video. So one of you guys, one of our viewers, asked the video on how do you measure body fat. There are many different forms to measure body fat. And then can most men be single-digit body fat year-round? I'll answer that here in a moment. But Andre Leite de Silva from Brazil asked this question. So that being said, these videos are completely generated by you guys, and that comes in the comment section. Chat, I love the chat because we can speak live, but leave a comment below this video, and that's how I can answer your questions in real time, which I freaking love. Paul says, thanks for addressing my question, Coach. I'm in tears after the reality check. Let's go. After this, 200 here I come. Paul, I love you, brother. I understand, man. I understand the tears. I walk the journey. I have a lot of private clients, Paul. You and I have spoken before. I understand the tears, man. I work with a client right now who's a very famous individual. I will not name their name. Very famous individual, and every person on the planet knows who this person is. This person is in their later 50s now. They have young children. They started late in life, as many rich and famous people do. They started a family late in life. And not long ago, this person came to me in tears, has everything, hundreds of millions of dollars, a career that people could only wish to have, like an Instagram that's just filled with joy and laughter. And they came to me crying at the end of the call, because now they're actually looking at the calendar and they're saying, what the fuck have I done? I've wasted so many years of my life as if I had more time. But now they can see the world through the eyes of their children, and they're doing the math. And he said, if I don't make a dramatic change to my life, I'm not going to see my children grow up, let alone graduate, get married, have their own babies. I won't be able to walk the journey with them through life. What have I done? Dolce, like, how can I turn back the clock and get this back? Real conversation, real story. And my point is, I bring this person up because they have everything. They have hundreds of millions of dollars, private jets, like, and no matter where they go, the doors are literally just flung open for them. Thousands of people screaming their name. But when they're sitting alone in their room, their head is in their hands and they're crying because they realize what really matters in life. So, Paul, for you and for everyone listening, now is the time. Now is the time to make the change, make the dramatic change. And it is done through small daily habits. We make small changes to our day, small changes. We want base hits, all day long base hits, right? We're rushing for 4 downs, using just sports analogies. If every time we get up to bat, we just get a base hit, 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 we're always on base. We're always going around the base. We're winning. We're winning. We're winning. If every time we line up and we move that ball, that football, 4 yards, we're always converting first downs. It's going to take time, right? It's going to take time, but eventually 25 plays later, we're going to hit a score touchdown. And again, and again, and again, and again. And we're not going to fumble, and we're not going to whiff, and we're not going to swing for the fences, and we're not going to be out of position. We're not going to make bad decisions. We're going to start stacking all the positive decisions together, especially when it hurts in our soul, especially when all the knuckleheads around us are going to go poison themselves with all the processed sugar and all the alcohol and all the fried foods and all the late night and all the gossip and all the toxicity and all the dysfunction. We're going to stiff arm those motherfuckers, even if we love them, especially if we love them, because the people we love most are the ones who often hurt us. Intentionally, unintentionally, doesn't really matter. The scars cut the same. So, Paul, to you and to everyone listening right now, brother, now we make the change. Paul, 200 pounds, Paul, at the end of the year. December 31st, 2022, Paul, you're going to be 200 pounds or less. You are hitting base hits all along the way. Whatever I can do, I am on the sidelines. I am cheering for you. I am coaching. Whatever I can do to support you in this journey, but I need base hits every fucking day, man. Every day we need base hits. Okay? Small decisions every day, every day, every day, every day. And number one, stop poisoning ourselves. Stop hurting ourselves. Stop making things worse. Stop doing the things we know we should not be doing. Right? Don't worry about counting calories. 4x4. 4 meals, 4 times per day. Evenly balanced. Lean, green, and clean. Lean proteins, green vegetables, clean burning carbohydrates. Add a little ketchup. Add a little barbecue sauce. Add a little soy sauce. That's fine. Add it on the side. Dip a little bit, right? Small changes in time. It shouldn't be bland. It should be delicious. Whatever I can do to help you, I am here. I am here. Matt says, anyone who's interested, I do offer private coaching. If you go to thedolcediet.com, I don't even know if there are spots left. If there's no spots left, you get put on a wait list. And then maybe tomorrow or maybe next week when that spot opens up because someone else has gone through their 30-day program, you'll get an email saying, hey, you're up. Like, do you want to join in? Like, no obligation. Join if you want to or not. This is all at thedolcediet.com personal. I call it the VIP Elite Private Coaching Program, where we work together near real time. Every day for 30 days. Also, we have the 4-week and 12-week personalized diet and exercise program. That's for anyone who needs that structure. It's for those of you who need the structure. You just want to follow along. You want that GPS set for you. That's what we have at thedolcediet.com. Matt says, hey, coach, do you ever get upset stomach? And do you poo regularly? Like you can set a watch to it. Beard game is looking strong. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I am very regular. Very regular. Because I eat very simply. I eat the same basic foods at the same basic time in the same basic quantity. I go to bed at about the same time every night. I train at the same time every day. I do the same stuff. I practice what I preach, guys and gals. Unlike most of the fitness marketers out there, I actually tell you the truth. You show up to my gym at 11 o'clock, I'm a fucking huffy mess, typically. Right? I'm training. You show up to my house at 6:30 in the morning, I'm not there. Well, I might be on the elliptical, but usually I'm going for a walk or a bike ride. Right? If you knock on my door at 10 o'clock, I'm waking up looking at the security footage to see who the fuck is at my front door because I'm already asleep. Right? Walk into my house right now, look in my refrigerator, look in my freezer, look in my pantry, look on my counter. You're going to see the same exact foods as if you show up on Thursday or on Sunday or the following Tuesday. Our grocery list doesn't change. So to answer your question, Matt, as I was mentioning to Paul and everyone else, much of your success will come and most of your early success will come at eliminating variability. I wake up, I have breakfast, but I skip lunch. I have a decent dinner, and then I eat shitty for dessert. Then the next day, I don't have breakfast. I get a little chicken sandwich for lunch, and then I have like a so-so dinner, but I don't really have dessert. And the next day, I have a decent breakfast. I kind of have a normal lunch, but I skip dinner because I'm going out with my friend to have a couple beers and some wings. No gains for you. No progress for you. Poor health for you, for sure. We eliminate that. Now, it's funny, when you follow the Dolce diet, we have inside the community, if you follow me long enough, there's something that we call, it's the holy grail of the Dolce diet is the coveted one wiper. Now, I don't want to be too crass or too gross here. Well, the one wiper, what is that? Well, when you sit down in the restroom and you perform your bowel movement, you relieve yourself, and hopefully you're using like a bidet or baby wipes and like toilet paper, so old school. But anyway, you go and you kind of like clean up back there, and the one wipe, you're like, holy shit, there's like nothing on it. It's because you're so efficient. Because the food you're eating is so efficient, it just like falls out. So clean. And if you have not experienced the coveted one wiper, you are yet to be healthy. That is the goal of the Dolce diet. And I get people all the time who hear me talk like this, and they'll send me a DM, guys and gals, like, no shame, nothing to be embarrassed about. They're like, holy fuck. Like, I've experienced the one wiper. It was magical. Like funny stuff, but true. Now, some of you guys, you will go through an entire fucking roll of toilet paper every time you sit down, and it's a god-awful mess. It's like a murder scene from Saw in there. Well, that's because you're very unhealthy. You're eating poorly. Your guts are so twisted up because of stress and dysfunction. We want to get away from that. We want to get you to the coveted one wiper. So, Matt, I hope that helps. Jason says, thanks, Mike. This transformation will blow your socks off, and it will be down to your program. I appreciate that. Take your before picture. Take your progress photos. Guys and gals, anyone who's following our program, definitely get your before pictures up. Like, take that before picture, save it on your phone. Take your weekly update progress photos, and then when you have that after photo, send it to me. Send it to me. I'll hook you up. I'll do something cool for you. I want to see it, whether I've ever posted or not. I'll get your permission if I'm going to post it. But I would love to use you as an example to motivate other people. Andrew says, when you were working with fighters, did you help them choose the weight class they competed in? Yes. Obviously, it's a fighter's decision, but was it part of your job to help guide them? Yeah. We'd run comprehensive blood work. We would run different forms of body composition analysis, bod pod, hydrostatic weighing, depending on what they had access to. We would look at their height and reach ratios as compared to their weight class. What is their style of fighting? Are they more of a striker? Well, they need to be maybe a little longer, a little lankier. Are they more of a grappler, getting them, shorter, matched up against their opposition? So we would take a lot of that into consideration. Answer that. Milan says, hey, coach, why did Deontay Wilder gas out against Fury? Man, he's in a fight. Who knows? I don't know anything about it, what they did nutritionally, what his training was. Maybe he was just super stressed out. Maybe he had a sinus infection. I've seen that happen. I've seen athletes fucking in the best shape of their life get on a plane and they get a sinus infection and they cannot breathe. Shit happens sometimes. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know enough about Deontay to really have an answer. Matt says, you have answered my questions here before. Everyone here appreciates it. I'm going to sign up the Dolce diet right meow. You're the man. Awesome, Matt. I appreciate that. Use the Transform promo code. If you're going to sign up, save 20%. Just as my gift to you is like a little added incentive and a kick. Whatever I can do to help you, man, I am here. I am here. I am here. Ladies and gentlemen, I am in your fucking corner. I don't know if Elon Musk is reaching out to too many people saying, hey, how can I help make this whole Tesla driving experience better for you? But I mean, all right, maybe, I don't have quite the reach as Elon does just yet. But at the same time, owner of the company, president of the company, I am here to help whatever I can do in real time. Sorry for cursing. Omar, what's up, Omar? Good to see you, brother. I'm going to read this in a second. Let me take a sip. Omar says, what's up, coach? Finance question. I know you're against debt, but what do you think about a mortgage for a first-time home buyer, and what percentage of net income should go towards that? Much thanks, coach. Omar, great question. Yes, I am against debt. The borrower is slave to the lender. You will never build wealth if you are in debt. That being said, I am not against first-time home buyers taking out a mortgage on their primary residence, as long as you are able to put, here in the United States, it's 20% down, so you can avoid PMI, which is pre-mortgage insurance, I believe, and I believe it's $100 per month for every 100,000 borrowed. So let's say in the United States, average home price in the U.S. is about $400,000. That means you're going to pay an extra $400 per month in insurance. That doesn't do anything for you. It simply provides protection for the lender, right? Until you have that 20% equity built in. Now, that's why you want to put 20% down. So if you want to buy a $400,000 house, you want to have $80,000 ready to go. You want to bust your ass to save that. And maybe you only buy a $150,000 condo. Well, shit, now you only got to put 30 grand down. Maybe you want to buy a $50,000 condo. Now you only have to put 10 grand down and get your little first-time starter, building some equity and letting it grow. Now, your living expenses should be no more than 25% of your take-home income. What does that mean? That means if you make $50,000 a year, let's back this off. If you make $100,000 a year, your living expenses, this is your mortgage, this is your homeowner's insurance, this is your utilities. Your living expenses should not exceed 25% of your take-home pay. So in the United States, if you make $100,000, you're going to be at an effective tax rate of about 25%, which means now you take home $75,000. And at $75,000, let me see if I can just crush this briefly here. Some of you might have already done it in your head. That means 18.7. That means you can only spend $1,562 per month. If you have a gross income of 100 grand per year, you're only taking home 75 of that because of taxes, which means you can only spend $1,500 per month on your mortgage, on your insurance, and on your utilities. If you're doing things correctly, if you are a financial mutant, if you want to be financially independent and wealthy at a very young age. Now, that doesn't fly for a lot of people. A lot of people are like, no, fuck that. I'll put 3% down. I'll pay the PMI. I'll get into a bigger house than I can actually pay for. You know, I can spend 50% of my take-home pay because I'm young and I'm whatever. I got this stuff going on. You will fail. Statistically speaking, you will fail. You are not the exception. It's like people who have credit cards. And like you play the credit card game. Oh, I did put everything on my credit card and I pay it off at the end of the month and I get my extra points and I get to go fly in a plane for free as long as it's not a blackout date and blah, 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 blah. You will fail. Statistically speaking, you will not beat the bank. They do not provide those programs because they're losing money. Think about this. Every city you drive around, most of the professional sports arenas, these are all financed by lending institutions. The biggest buildings in every city are what? JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Capital One. Why is that? Because they have all your money. They're not building these massive buildings, these monuments to themselves because they're going broke, because you're beating them on Capital One airline points. They are winning. You are losing. You will lose. So to answer your question, Omar, excuse me, do not spend 25%, more than 25% of your take-home pay on your living expenses. And if you're going to purchase a home with a mortgage, that's fine. You got to put that 20% down, which now you have built-in equity. People say, oh, it's so hard. Well, work your ass off. Cut your expenses even further. Go live in your parents' basement for a year. Have that leap year. Do everything you can. Save every single dollar to get yourself to the position that you now become financially free. And I am financially free. For those of you who do or don't know, I grew up in extreme poverty. I lived in a home with no heat, no electricity, no running water. There were no windows. There was a hole in my roof that we set up a tarp. And that tarp, the rain would come through the roof and it would fly out the back of the window. That's how I grew up, in a house like that. There was no food. I would go to school so I could eat food. I lived in my car my senior year of high school while I paid my own tuition. True story. Well, now I'm completely financially free, financially independent. I have no debts. I have no loans. I have no mortgages. All the vehicles I've ever purchased are purchased with cash. If I can't afford to buy them cash, I can't afford to buy them yet. I truly live what I speak here. I am beholden to no one. Nobody tells me what to do or where to go or when I have to do or not do anything. And I will tell you, someone who is financially free, there is nothing like it. The only thing I have to do is buy food. And I buy whatever food I want. My biggest bill is my grocery bill. By far. By far. So, Omar, I hope that helps, my man. Feel free to ask me any follow-ups. Thanks a lot, Coach. Always appreciate your financial tips. We need the Dolce Financial channel. Eventually, I think we're going to get it going. At least a segment. We'll do like maybe a Finance Fridays or something. Beard and beanie game looking strong. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with the beard just yet, but something. I will absolutely send your before and afters. You can DM those to me at on Instagram easily, or you can email mailbag@thedolcediet.com. Chris says, when it comes to walking for fat loss, is the more you walk, the better, or can you overdo it? You can overdo it. We say about 45 minutes is kind of the holy grail of fat loss. Now, you can go to 60. We don't go any more than 90 because once we get to 90, we're really getting into more of a glycolytic event. Now, that's fine also. I like to hike. Like, I like to get out there and go. When I bike ride, I'll typically go like 60, 90 minutes, sometimes even more because now I'm pushing more endurance boundaries. But specific fat loss, we're looking at about 45 minutes. The right things. Tips on saving for an emergency fund. My advisor suggested having an emergency fund of $10,000. I love that. Your emergency fund should be the equivalent starter emergency fund 3 months of all lifestyle expenses. Eventually, your emergency fund should be 12 months, including deductibles. What does that mean? That means, well, you get in a car accident. You got a $5,000 deductible to get your car fixed. That should be in your emergency fund. Your little kid falls down and breaks their arm, God forbid. It happens. You got a $7,500 family deductible. That has to get paid in order for your kid's arm to get fixed. You need that. Most people don't think about deductibles. They just think about expenses, and it should be total household expenses. So your kid doesn't miss a singing lesson. Your wife doesn't, miss a nail appointment. Now you can, be a little more frugal of things like that, but that's a true emergency fund. What you want 12 months of lifestyle expenses, including deductibles, sat in, and I would probably put them in. And what we do is I'll diversify. I'll diversify with, a high yield interest bearing money market fund. You can still get 2 to 3%. A few different online banks out there that do that. You can diversify a little bit, maybe into a USDC account. For those of you who understand cryptocurrencies, you might want to put a little bit into a much higher 8, 9, 10% yield USDC account, which is like a money market account in the crypto world. That does really well. You also might want to consider taking a little bit, maybe the other 6 months, and putting that into a no-load S&P 500 index fund, like maybe VOO under Vanguard, because, hey, you don't need it for 6 months. You already got 3 months in a money market fund, 3 months in a USDC fund, and then the other 6 months worth, maybe you put that in a Vanguard no-load index fund, so you can kind of appreciate that just a little bit. S&P 500 went up over 27% over the last year in 2021. That's not bad return on your coin. That's a way to consider it. Not financial advice, by the way, but how to save up an emergency fund is, man, you got to get cracking. Everything. Every penny you pass by, you pick it up, you put it in your pocket, you put that into your jar. Do not disrespect money, not even a single copper penny. No, they're not even copper anymore, but still. Where can you save money? Where can you save money? Where can you save money? Where can you cut costs until you have that fully funded emergency fund? And watch how different life is. Kyle says, absolutely right about the financial institutions. Thank you for sharing that. Absolutely. There is a reason why the largest buildings in every city are financial lending institutions. Think about that. You are not going to beat them. You know how I beat them? I play by their rules. I play by their rules. I act like I'm the lender. I'm only looking to put my money into appreciating assets that cash flow. If they do not appreciate, if they do not cash flow, I do not spend it. I do not do that. Right? Henrik, what's up, brother? Catching this one live. What's up, Coach? And Omar, congrats on your new tech for the personal training. Amazing stuff. Brother, thank you, man. Super excited. The VIP Elite program is amazing. Now I have the ability to communicate with my private clients in near real time through text message, audio message, or voice message. I can ping you specific recipes, workouts, exercises. I can review. I'm doing lots of performance review for people who they got problems with their squats, or they don't know how to like activate their glutes, let's say, or they can't really feel their core when they're doing sit-ups. They just shoot a quick little like 10-second, 30-second video doing the exercise, and I can cue them in near real time, which is fucking awesome. Some people are dealing with kind of shitty family members. They don't know how to deal with it. They can just ping me a message and I can help walk the journey. Or, they're working a lot of like shift workers. So that the VIP Elite program, that is at thedolcediet.com. Click the link below if anybody's interested in that stuff. Henrik, always good to see you, my friend. I miss you, brother. It's been a while. Cowie says, I've been spending more money on food and it feels like I don't have enough left over to purchase supplements like a protein isolate, BCAAs. If a program calls for protein, is it worth it? Nope. Whole food first. And I sell protein. I sell a protein powder. I'm going to tell you, don't buy my protein powder. Whole food first. Real food first. Get the 4x4 established. You can get all the protein you need in those 4 meals spread evenly throughout the day. All the science supports that. A protein powder, a whey protein isolate is a benefit when you are already 90% of your way to your goal. That's why we came out with the Dolce Way. You can click the link below to learn more about the Dolce Way protein isolate. But if you're not already living a healthy lifestyle, if you're not following a minimum of the 4x4, 4 meals, 4 times throughout the day, if you're not getting adequate rest and reducing stress, if you're not training intelligently and consistently with very specific goals focused on progressive overload, don't even waste your time. Never buy a BCAA, by the way. Never, ever, ever buy a BCAA. Why is that? Branch chain amino acids are only 3 specific amino acids. Leucine, isoleucine, and valine. 3 of 20. Guess what? You can get all 20 amino acids in a whey protein isolate that is much more bioavailable and a much lower cost per gram. BCAAs were created by fitness marketers, not nutrition experts, by the way. The right thing says, I never thought about those extra expenses. That's brilliant. Brilliant. Thanks again. I put a lot of time into the financial side. I do a lot of mentoring and coaching of other business owners and entrepreneurs over here. It's hard to not toot my own horn, but I'm very successful in my business life. Very successful. I'm effectively retired, and I have been for quite a long period of time. I walked away from a high-paying world as the UFC fitness dude, right? So I could raise my babies, raise my children, and be home every day, like Mr. Mom. It's because I was successful enough that I could do that. And that became my goal. I prioritize my time. And that's what I want for you. That's what financial independence is. It's not flying around on jets, although I do fly first class when I do fly, right? We just bought a fucking Airstream to travel around the country with my family. I just bought a GMC Sierra Denali HD Duramax with the Allison transmission, 3/4 ton. Anyone who knows that knows dudes drive. You're driving around in the 3/4 ton Denali with that Duramax diesel. Like, that's more expensive than a fucking Porsche with an Airstream hooked to the back. Like, so when I share this, and you guys don't have to do that for sure. Like, I never thought I'd be that dude, right? But at this phase of life, I am. I just want you guys to be able to live the life that you want to live with the people you want to be with and go to the places that you want to go to and experience life the way that you want to experience it. That's my goal here. And it all starts with fitness. It all starts with fitness, because if you're not physically fit, where are you going? You're fucking sitting in the hospital until it's time to sit in hospice. Now your family has to sit there and fucking watch you die because you made shitty decisions in your 30s, your 40s, and your 50s. Now they got to take care of your ass in your 60s and 70s. And you couldn't even go to fucking Disney World with them without driving around in a little Rover because of all the bad decisions you made in your life. I don't want that for you guys. I want what's best for you guys. So what's the difference between your approach and Greg Doucette? Not bashing, just curious. I love your point of view. Well, I'm a real coach. Greg is not. I have a team of registered dietitians that all work on staff, exercise physiologists that all work on staff. Everything we put out is based upon accurate evidence-based information. Greg is just a fitness marketer. I don't know Greg. I don't know him enough to like him or not like him. I know Greg is not accurate with the stuff he puts out there. I know Greg is a drug guy, right? I know Greg looks the way he looks because of drugs. I know Greg has competed, basic only because of drugs. His nutrition information is absolute shit. I have world-class athletes. I have Olympians, Olympic athletes that all point to me and say, I'm the fucking best. Hundreds of them for over 20 years. Who does Greg work with? Greg tricks a bunch of kids on the internet to buy his shitty products and listen to his I guess he's entertaining, which is fine. I'm not mad at that. I want everyone to be successful. I want Greg to do well and have success in his life and be safe and secure and take care of his family. Like I want that for everyone. But in my opinion, Greg Doucette is a fraud, and he takes advantage of the population with all of his horrible, horrible, horrible information. All of his nutrition information is what? He's putting sugar-free syrup all over his pancakes, not having read a single study on what artificial sweeteners and artificial sugars do to the microbiome, and they cause systemic inflammation, causing the malabsorption of the high net nutrient foods you should be consuming because he's selling his stupid cookbooks. And all of the supplements that he has behind him are all garbage. I know the supplement industry. It's all fucking garbage. In my opinion, a guy like Greg Doucette is bad for people. He might be entertaining, but he's a drug guy. And he had his success because he was telling everyone how to take drugs. Go back and look at his videos. Greg has his success because he bashes people all day long. Look at his most popular videos. Greg's most popular videos are talking shit about other people. I'm not that dude. Like, I'm just answering your question about the guy. Now, he's got way more followers on YouTube or whatever it is than we do. And hey, that's fine. And that's for now. And there's an ebb and flow to this. And who knows? A year from now, our channel might hit the algorithm and pop. That's fine. But I guarantee you, I've helped change more lives than he has by far. Our athletes have won dozens of world titles, Olympic titles, national Division I collegiate titles, interscholastic, high school level titles, world titles, like regional titles, state titles, real athletes, not fucking bodybuilders. Like, what does Greg do? He just tells people how to fucking take steroids. I mean, big deal. The right things. When you're going to shoot a wrestling technique for our channel, I know you got a pair of wrestling shoes. I got a lot of wrestling shoes, by the way, and they're all worn out to fuck. We want to learn that Dolce Blast double, snap down double. That was my thing. I was also really good off of collar tie inside single, collar tie low single. Greg is just a guy with good genetics who takes the right supplements, right? He's a steroid user, which is fine. There's lots of steroid users out there. But I mean, Greg is a drug guy. Be a drug guy. Don't pretend to be a nutrition guy, right? You don't see me trying to be a drug guy. I'm not a drug guy. I know enough about drugs to tell you guys to stay the fuck away from them, right? Guy like Greg, man, he's just fishing for clicks, and that's too bad. FU coach, good to see you again, and Happy New Year. I feel like taking over a small village this year. Let's fucking get it. Let's do it. Let's take it over. We're taking over the world. 2022, baby. It's a takeover. Health, fitness, honesty, integrity. That's what we're bringing this year. Andre, I could not agree more. Andre, this video is for you, my man. This video, Andre Lete de Silva, this video is based upon your question, your request, I think yesterday, where you asked if I could do a video based upon body fat. So go back and listen to this, the beginning of this video. This is all for you. I can't believe we've been on for an hour and 13 minutes, by the way, doing this live chat. Excuse me. Andre, I appreciate you. Again, One of our community members, one of our viewers had a specific question, left it in the comments below this video, and bang, here we are leaving a video for you guys. I thank you all for being here. Guys, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, clicked on the notification, given the video a thumbs up, left a comment below, do one of those things or all of those things if you care to just support me and support the channel. That's the way for us to battle back and get into the algorithm once again. We were shadow banned last year, a year and a half or so ago now, because we were speaking on what is now CNN and everyone else is reporting, talking about the importance of healthy BMI with regards to fighting the current virus that's out there. We were shadow banned once we said, hey, listen, if you're going to wear your mask, fine, but you also must eat properly and exercise properly and go to your doctor and get comprehensive blood work and get your BMI down to healthy manners and start eliminating comorbidities. Some of you will remember that's what we were speaking. I never said anything bad. I spoke in that way. I spoke in that manner. Those videos were literally taken down off this channel, on our Facebook and our Instagram, and we were threatened to be deleted. And since then, we were throttled, completely throttled. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I've been stuck at 132,000 followers for a year. I'll gain 500 and I'll lose 500. It's the weirdest fucking thing. It makes no sense ever since that happened. If anyone knows, if you know anybody at Facebook or Instagram or YouTube to help us battle back out, what do we have to do? But you guys can help us just by engaging with the channel. That's all I ask. Andre says, yes, thank you for addressing my question. It is a pleasure. Andrew says, Greg preaches calories in, calories out for the average person that isn't an expert. You can't say much to counter his arguments, but when a guy like you gives the facts, it's easy to understand. I appreciate that. Well, Greg is wrong, because calories in versus calories out matter only when the quality of calories matter. We look at great brains like Dr. Brad Schoenfeld, who speaks specifically, Dr. Andy Galpin, both PhDs, and many others out there who speak about high net nutrient calories matter because we have the essential cofactors of micronutrition and phytochemicals that are a catalyst for all cellular activity. So when we're just focused on Greg's synthetic toxic chemical, calories in, calories out, and zero sugar maple syrup and all the other bullshit he's telling people to eat while buying his crappy supplements, he is literally telling you to poison yourself. Because he is not a fitness expert. He pretends to be a fitness expert. He is not a fitness expert nor a nutrition expert. He is a steroid user that looks great and has nice genetics. He looks great. I'm not against it. I don't care. I got buddies who are steroids. I got buddies who are IFBB pros. We work with certain physique and competitors because they're trying to get off drugs. They look at how amazing our competitive athletes look who are all USADA and WADA tested. And they say, how the fuck is that guy as lean as I am right now, eating fucking carbohydrates all day, every day, real food every day? Guys like Greg, they just don't understand it because they rely so much on drugs. They don't understand nutrition. And that's what bothers me. He's telling everyone out there to do drugs. And if you look at his database, he's a drug guy. Be a drug guy, but don't pretend to be a nutrition expert where you're fucking not. And like anything Greg says, you can fucking download off of bodybuilding.com bro template. It's all bullshit. He doesn't understand the value of micronutrition and phytochemicals. He doesn't understand what cellular activity actually is. He doesn't understand how the digestive system works. He doesn't understand that stuff. Or he's just lying. And I'm gonna act like he's not intentionally lying. I'd rather him just be dumb than a criminal who's intentionally lying. So I will give him the benefit of the doubt and say he just doesn't know any better, right? I'm trying to be as fair as possible because I've listened to some of his stuff and he attacks me all the time. Although we have amazing world-class athletes who say Dolce is the best and Greg's like, oh no, Dolce sucks. There are no world-class athletes that say Greg Doucette knows anything. And in fact, most of the world-class athletes who know Greg say he's a fucking idiot. All of the world-class athletes who know me say I'm the best. One of the best, if not the best that they've ever worked with. Nobody says that about Greg, except for Greg. Greg says he's the best and says, I don't know what I'm talking about. But all the world-class athletes we've ever worked with say that I'm the best. ESPN said I'm the best. Sports Illustrated said I'm the best. Cosmopolitan said I'm the best. Like, I mean, there's just a huge social proof out there, plus all the world titles that we've won, our athletes have won, and continue to win. The level with which we perform is amazing. So, I mean, I'm spending too much time just answering the Greg stuff. It's fun. I mean, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll do like a counter video, because you guys have sent a lot of stuff about him, just him talking shit. He talks shit about me quite a bit, actually, which is funny. But he won't like address me personally because he says, quote, my channel's too small. Well, that means his mind is too small, because we should be able to debate the concepts and the ideas, but he knows I will blow him away. Like, he knows he won't be able to have any conversation with me when it comes to true nutrition and performance. Because all he's going to do is start screaming and yelling and talk about calories in, calories out. But really, that's all predicated upon his drug use. Kyle says, we got you, coach. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, guys and gals. Well, I appreciate you all for being here. You guys are all absolutely amazing. Remember, check out the links below. Click the links below. Learn more about what we have here, the online VIP coaching, our personalized diet and exercise program, all at thedolcediet.com. Get that 20% discount, promo code TRANSFORM. Those of you interested in the Dolce Way, that is down there. Also, certified Piedmontese, which is like right there. Certified Piedmontese, grass-fed, grass-finished beef delivered to your door in 2 days or less. Free shipping with promo code Dolce. Save 25% on that certified Piedmontese. Anything else? I'll be back tomorrow. Oh, one more. Dakota says, what's up, coach? Just hopped on, and a question on sparkling water, if it's okay to have during 3 weeks of shredded. I know you're on a rip, so if you could touch on it later. Well, I appreciate that. Sparkling water, carbonated water does typically alter digestion, so we want to kind of stay away from that typically. Now, maybe if you like it as a refreshing drink, all right, fine, that's fine. I'm not mad at it. But by and large, we're going to stay away from it simply because it disrupts digestion. Guys and gals, once again, I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you for being for joining me today. And until next time, boom!